never bounce cheers.
So out of cigars, hang stick in the air.
Cigar Month, the host with most, welcoming my guest, a legendary face with stories to spare.
A awesome man to bring your tales untold, and the smoky haze connections unfold.
With a puff of smoke,
What's up, family? How's everybody doing out there? Hey, listen, we want to welcome you guys to a very special edition of the original Cigars and Conversations with a Puff a Minute. It's Thanksgiving, y'all. We want happy Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
This is the Thanksgiving episode, y'all. So we want to welcome you guys for joining us. We know later on today, man, you're gonna be gathering with your family, man. You know, knocking down some bird or something, man, and everybody's gonna be on Mama's mashed potatoes and all of that good stuff, man. Hopefully, some sweet potato pies in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all of the the trimmings and what have you, man. But before you get there, we hope that you guys will jump on, man. Spend a few moments, I should say, with your fellas here at the Puff a Minute, man, and just enjoy this episode as you're preparing for the football games and all of that good stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Football is probably the biggest part.
Football is the biggest part as far as I'm concerned, bro. You know, but that's what it is, man. So listen, Baker, we here, bro. Let's talk about what we smoking today, man, and then let's talk a little bit about just gratitude. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
Just being in this moment of gratitude, man. What does like Thanksgiving mean, family? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So definitely, I'll start it off real quick, man.
Yeah.
So you see what I got? It's an old classic, that Joya de Nicaragua.
Mhm.
So one of my favorites, man. It's always Nicaraguan through and through. This is actually one of the newer sticks that have come out from them.
Okay.
Because they don't release a lot of new stuff. They kind of one of them old veins, man.
Yeah, they've been around.
They do their thing. But definitely one of their newer sticks. This is actually the Clasico Original.
Okay.
But definitely good smoke, man. Like I said, it's right in my flavor palette with that Nicaraguan through and through, wrapper, binder, everything's Nicaraguan. So definitely a good smoke for me, man.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So I'm trying something a little new, man. So one of the things that I'm real thankful for, man, is, the opportunity to be Cigar Mick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes you travel around a little bit, man, and you meet people.
Yeah.
You know, so this past week I was in Atlanta. I went to a lounge down there in Atlanta, hanging out a little bit with my brother and stuff. And, so when I travel, bro, I don't really take any of my torches with me because I've lost torches that way. I usually have matches or what have you. But I ran out of matches, so I see this young brother sitting up at the bar. And I step to him and I'll be like, hey, bro, can I borrow your torch for a minute? So he's like, yeah, so we get to talking. I come to find out that this brother has his own cigar line, right? He is a blender and a roller of cigars, right? And just meeting him, man, I was real thankful to be able to do that, right? Because, he's not really wide known, right?
Okay.
Well known, right? I'm smoking this stick right now. But I say that because we all know who Sean Williams is, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cohiba ambassador,
Yes.
Extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Well, the way that Sean came up, and I don't think he'll mind me talking about this, man, was Sean was a brother who had his own line. He was a blender and a roller of his own line of cigars, right? And one day he was sitting in his lounge, and my man Rick Rodriguez, who at the time was with CAO, was in there doing an event. But they sit down and they get to talking, and Rick had no idea that Sean, was in the cigar business. They were talking about family and all of those, because Rick is real big on family. So come to find out, when it did drop that Sean was, in the business and stuff down the road, it was Rick who made the introduction for Sean to CAO, right? Which led to, where he's at right now.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? With General Cigars, I should say, which led to where he's at right now, as the face, really, of Cohiba USA. So you just never know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I met this young man, and he's telling me about his cigars, and he blessed me with this stick, right? This is from his line called XO. I'm gonna let you know his name is, the name of the brand is called Richard Charles Cigars.
Good.
Right? Richard Charles Cigars. And his website, I got it right here, is called pullfamilyup.com. Now that right there spoke to me, right? Pulling your family up, right?
Yeah.
Pullfamilyup.com. And from there you can get to his IG. And when I looked at his IG, man, he had maybe 10 followers or something. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I want to shout him out right now.
Okay.
Right, on a Puff a Minute, right? I'm going to ask you guys to go to pullfamilyup.com. You know what I'm saying? Go to his IG. There's a link to his IG that's there as well. And follow this young man. You know what I'm saying? Show some love, because we need more young people right? This is a young man. We need more young people that's really getting into the artisan craft. You know what I'm saying? Of creating these cigars, man. These these sticks of leisure, shall we say?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I was just proud to talk to the young man. I told him I was gonna smoke it today. This is the XO, so this one is kind of he said that it's aromically infused, you know, with some XO or whatever. Yeah. But you know, I'm not really a flavored cigar dude. You know what I'm saying? He's got quite a few actually. He's got, you know, some that are just, you know, naturals and whatnot. So I would love to get my hand on one of his naturals and see that as well. But I told him I was going to smoke this today on air, man. That's what I'm smoking. So far, very nice. You know what I'm saying? I do have an obligation to be, you know, 100 with everybody who watches. So the only thing I will say is that the cap on it, when I was cutting the cap, was a little bit gummy. Okay. You know what I'm saying? From the glue and everything. But everything else, man, like I said, this is a well-crafted cigar, bro. You can see there, man. Good veins. It's a well-crafted cigar, man. So shout out to my man, Richard Charles, man. PullUpFamily.com. Make sure y'all go follow that young man, man. Well done, sir. Well done. All right?
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man. So
we got to get more of the young folks in the game, man. I can't be the only one.
Right,
I ain't that young anymore.
Yeah. You know, you done expired that ticket, bro. You know, you might as well cross out over.
I'm pushing 40 now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. You know, but yeah, it smokes well too, bro. So I'm gonna smoke this. I'm gonna continue. By the end of the show, I'll let you know what I really think. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so far so good.
But it's good to see new people coming into the game too, man, and getting some new, you know, vibes out there when it comes to the industry, because it's gonna bring a different crowd, right? And you get them different crowds involved when you come to places, our home, Tapping Ash, right? You come to places like this, right? It's good to see them mixed crowds of people and the natural conversations that happen when we smoke a stick and we light one up, right, and all that good stuff, and maybe we have an adult beverage with it that just adds to that whole experience as well. So
Exactly. I just was looking real quick because I wanted to see what his IG was.
Yeah, please.
You know, for everybody else. So it's actually Richard Charles _cigars. All right, Richard Charles _cigars. All right. So make sure y'all go and follow that young man, man. He's you know, out here, you know, growing. And he, you know what? Again, just talking about gratitude, right? Yeah. I noticed from his IG, right, that this cat's really been around since like 2018. You know what I'm saying? Since like 2018. I think he had another Instagram beforehand, you know, where he built up some, but this looks like this is the new one, because this is the one that's on his website. But he's been honing his craft since 2018, man, rolling and blending cigars. Yeah. Right? So what does that tell you? He's got less than 15 Instagram followers. So that tells me that he's not doing it for likes. Yeah. He's doing it for the love of the craft. Absolutely. Feel me? And that's why when I think about us, like, we literally been, you know, doing the puff a minute, right, since 2018, right? And we not doing it for likes, man. We doing it because we love what we do. We love this industry, man. You know what I'm saying? We love, you know, being able to talk to our people, man, and put some information out that some find helpful, others may not. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a long time to build that, you know, to build that following, man. So I'm just, you know, I'm grateful, you know what I'm saying, that me and you been in this game doing this thing as long as we've been doing it, you know what I'm saying? And YouTube has been the hardest nut to crack for us. It has. You know? Instagram, man, the followers, man, they jump anywhere from 8 to 10 to, you know, whatever, and stuff like that. YouTube has been hard, you know? And now that we're no longer putting the full episodes on Instagram, right? We've been trying to pull these people over from the IG platform over to the YouTube, the Spotify, and the Apple Podcasts, you know. But I checked yesterday on YouTube, man. We're finally about to hit, you know, 500, man.
So we need to get to 1,000.
But they, you know, but they say like 500 is the you know, that's that piece that's the hardest to get. It's the first 5. After that, it's supposed to be downhill. We will see. You know what I'm saying? We shall see. But I think we're only 3 away, man.
But you even think about some of these cats, right? Like Jake Pauls, the Logan Pauls, you know, the Kai Sinets. Like it wasn't overnight, right? It was 10 for them. It was 10+ years.
Right.
before they started really making money on YouTube and all that kind of stuff or whatever. And not for the money aspect of it, but the
I wouldn't mind
followers.
some money.
Well, you know,
Well,
the pockets could be a little heavier.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
But definitely from the mindset of saying, like you said, just a gratitude and the following and allowing people to experience the conversations we was already having, right?
Yeah.
This was happening before we turned on the camera.
Exactly.
And before we sat in the backyard and said we're going to turn on the camera and do it, this was already kind of going on for us. So
True. Exactly right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So it's great to be able to you know what I'm saying, to continue this tradition. Speaking of tradition, man, like again, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Right? So we got this tradition. I've had this tradition, man, since my days back in Atlanta, man, some years ago, and what have you, started this tradition. And somebody else turned me on to it, and I just kind of kept it. And then ever since I've been out here, like you and I've been, you know, getting down with the tradition, you grabbed onto it too, right?
Yeah.
So the tradition is, there's only one day a year, right, when I will open up a bottle of wild turkey, right, and crack open a bottle of wild turkey, right, and that's on Thanksgiving, right. So people be like, "Well, wild turkey, like you couldn't choose something better than that, right?
Basil or something,
something, right?" But there's a method to the madness, right? So you know, at the end of the day, you know where I come from, you know, and where a lot of people come from, right? Sometimes, man, the only turkey that people get on Thanksgiving is that wild turkey. You feel me? All right, so that's one reason right there. Secondly, when you go to the package store and you look at all of the bourbons on the shelf, man, all of the whiskeys on the shelf, wild turkey will probably be on the bottom shelf, more than likely, right? So again, as you sit on Thanksgiving Day, right, and you're giving thanks, man, and you're showing gratitude for all of the ground that you've gained over the year, right? For all of the relationships that you've made, for all of the, you know, the doors that have opened to you. And, you know, when you get to this place, man, you're like, yes, I've obtained something, right? It's not a bad ideal, I should say, right? To look back and remember where you came from.
Correct.
Feel me?
Correct.
See, that's why I reach for the bottom shelf, bro. You know what I'm saying? For that one day a year, man, to remember, you know, all of the hands, man, all of the people, you know, who help you get to the place where you are today, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what that toast is for. So, with that being said, we had a little bit, we didn't want to pour it on camera, but we added a little to our coffee this morning, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is keeping with our tradition. Happy Thanksgiving.
And salute to Pops, too, because Pops had the liquor store. And I know a lot of folks came in there and they was like, hey, it may not even been wild turkey. It might have been something else. They was drinking Cutty Shark and everything they could get, right?
Exactly, bro. But I do remember, man, like when Pops did have the liquor store, you know what I'm saying, that was the day, you know what I'm saying, when the wild turkey was flying off the shelf.
Is that right?
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Like you said, it might have been the only turkey they had. They had no family, they didn't have nothing else going on. But I was like, hey, I'm going to get that bottle of wild turkey.
Exactly.
I may be McDonald's or something, but I had a bottle of wild turkey and enjoyed my day.
And what else you need, right? Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. That's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, I mean, like, this today, man, I just really want to reflect, you know, on a lot of the things that have happened. You know, this year started out really, really hard for us, you know what I'm saying? You know, and it's continued, right? But I'm grateful that we were able to maintain, right, and able to, you know, almost survive, you know, 24, man, with all of the challenges that it brought. And to be in this place right now, man, I got to go back to, like I said, Atlanta last week, right? Another tradition now is my grandson, Mason, every year, like last year he was in preschool, this year he's in kindergarten, but they had like a Thanksgiving day at school, right?
Okay.
A feast day, whatever it is, right? So so I was able to go last year. He called me last year, hey, Papa, I want you to come with me to my feast day. So I jumped on the plane and went, man. We had a great time this year. Papa, you coming to feast day again? I jumped on the plane, went back, bro. You know, so when I get to his classroom, man, and his teacher's like, well, you know, who am I asking you? I said, I'm Mason's Papa. Said, oh, your Papa.
Oh, okay.
He talks about his Papa and his yaya all the time. And then she's like, and if you go out in the hallway, there was this artwork that he created that was hanging in the hallway. It was like a turkey, and on the feathers, each feather, he wrote what he was thankful for, right? So on the first feather, he wrote family, right? On the second letter, he wrote Mila, his sister.
Yes.
Right, his sister's name. On the next one, he wrote Yaya, right, which is my wife. Then he wrote Pawpaw.
Yeah.
And then the last one, he put Jesus. You see what I'm saying? So I'm sitting back like, man, I was touched, man. I'm like, man, you know, that for me, that's just a moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I had to, you know, calm my daughter down a little bit because she was like, oh, he put mommy and daddy on there. So I had to explain to her, in the mind of a 6-year-old, when you say family, you talk about mommy and daddy. Right, that's why he put Mila next. Some family means mommy and daddy, so you guys were first, and whatnot, man. So you know, but to me, man, it was just crazy, man. But yeah, just being able to continue that tradition with him, to go back, spend some time, man, with my brother, man, with some of my old neighbors that I lived out there with and stuff, man. It was just a blessing, bro.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
and that's why I say, man, you got to be thankful for your family. My wife, she always gives me that perspective of you never know what tomorrow, right, is going to be for you, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow ain't promised. And she always kind of has to reset me because I get in that mode where I'm just like thinking 3, 4, 5 years ahead, not even thinking about tomorrow, something could happen to me. Yeah. But I'm thinking 3, 4, 5 years ahead. She always kind of resets me and thinks about being thankful for stuff and being able to spend time with my grandparents are turning 79 and 78 this year, you know. Yeah. That's a big deal for us, you know, because they've been having health issues and challenges.
Right, exactly.
My great aunt just passed away. You know, we had to go to Memphis. I'll go down and chill with my family in Memphis. We parking lot pimping on the family property and stuff, you know. Right. But it's like you got to put everything in perspective. Like you said, just being thankful, being grateful. Tomorrow is not promised.
Exactly.
And you got to make sure you live in each day in that kind of perspective. I got a 17-year-old about to graduate, you know.
Yeah.
But I got the graduation date notice yesterday. And, you know, your heart kind of crumbles. You're like, oh, is she going to be gone soon? Right, You know, now I got a 12-year-old, and she's growing up and going through her womanhood and all these different things. And I'm just like, okay, you know, you just got to appreciate each of those days.
You have to, brother.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll say this, man, because, you know, I wanted today to be mad light. Right, because, you know, we gave them 2 weeks to marinate on the election episode, right?
Yeah.
We gave them 2 weeks to marinate on that. But I want to say this, man. We don't know what's ahead, right? But at the end of the day, I feel like we need to hold on to family real close.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time, man, like even when you look back, like, you know, when people were going through hard times, man, back in the day, when you think about when your parents was growing up, or I should say when your grandparents was growing up, I should say when my parents was growing up, you know, those were hard times, right? Segregation and stuff like that. But when you look at photographs, old photographs of that time, you'll see them playing baseball, you know, you'll see them. So those photographs remind you that every day wasn't a hard day, that they had some good times, right? And I feel like we need to start gathering those memories again, not just in digital format, but we need to start printing out and creating photo albums again, right? Because when you can't get on the internet, right, or if you ain't got, you know, cell service or electricity or whatever the case may be, those picture books will remind you of the good times, and that's enough to keep you moving forward. You feel me? So I think we should start, I think everybody should take it upon themselves to start creating photo albums again, like physical photo albums again, man. Something that you can just reach into and just give you a little bit of strength, give you a little bit of, you know, inspiration to say, you know what, you know, things weren't always bad, you know, and things will be good again, man. But I look through photos, man, I see like, you know, the celebration, you know, of times when I was like, my children were young, and you know, we did a whole lot of different things, man. So I mean, that's a blessing to me, man, you know.
It's a good point, man, because when I went back to Memphis, so it was kind of funny to me and my wife have been married for 13 years. She's never seen a picture of my great grandma.
Is that right?
And I was trying to explain to her what my great grandma looked like. She's like, I've never seen a picture of her. And I said, if you saw my great great grandma, you'd really be tripped out
Yeah.
because she had the hook nose. She was real Indian.
Yeah.
Like she was 50-50 Indian. We think we Choctaw Indian, but
Yeah.
you know, going back to the history and all that stuff. But my wife has never seen those pictures.
Really?
And I'm
Yeah.
sitting here in Memphis and I'm seeing them again because I've seen them before. But just to see them on the wall where the originals is still at was a whole different perspective because we still living in our generational home in Memphis. You know,
Right,
it's
right.
acres of land and all that kind of stuff. And you know, it's not the best home. It ain't got, you know, all the most accoutrements and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
it's our home and that's where we from. And
Yeah.
that's where we go, we ball out, and we have fun and you know, we play domino spades and everything and
Wow.
chill out.
Yeah.
But it's like to have that kind of perspective and be just grateful for that, man. Just grateful I come from that kind of history.
Yeah.
And I come from that kind of stock, right? Even though I'm born and raised in Vegas, that's where
Yeah.
my family is.
Exactly.
And so it's where my family from. And I was
Right.
like, I can go there all the time. I got cousins. I was holding a baby, and I'm like, whose baby is this? And I was holding the baby for like 10, 15 minutes, and then she fell asleep on me. And they like, oh, that's your cousin. I'm like, okay, it's another one.
How about that?
Yeah, man. But it was cool to have that experience. Like
Yeah.
I said, this year, like I said, it's been a lot of ups and downs. I think every year is like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Life be life.
Exactly. Exactly
It
right.
be ups and downs, and it's all these different things that happen. You know, it's deaths, it's, you know, births at the same time, and it's just all these ups and downs and waves and
For real.
people going through things around you, and just having that perspective and being grounded, bro.
Yeah.
And just trying to be grounded. And this is the best time to say I'm gonna ground myself and my family.
Exactly, man. You know, this time of year is also a time when a lot of people fall into, you know, a state of depression, right? Because they're looking at from the outside, you know, like, oh man, I got all these bills, or you know, at the end of the year, I got this. You know, I don't really have a lot of family to spend time with and stuff like that. So, I just want to encourage everybody, man. Like, regardless of where you are, you know what I'm saying, don't fall into that depression.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible tells us that, you know, God has given us a sound mind. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, don't deal in fear, man. Don't deal in any of that crazy stuff, man. Just sit back and relax and look for the things that you can be grateful for at this time of year, because we do have them. We just sometimes we got to focus on that. You know what I mean? This morning, man, I started my day. I literally got a phone call today from my, like, literal day one. You know what I'm saying? Like the first friend I ever had in life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. I don't know how many people still have that.
Yeah.
You know, but my day one, man, like, you know, my boy Pete Richardson, we grew up on 38th Street in Patterson, across the street, man. We was like in diapers together, to be honest, bro.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we was just a few months apart and stuff, but we literally grew up together, man, and stuff. And then, of course, high school, you know, you start moving a little bit differently and stuff, but he's still my day one, you know. And, you know, so yeah, when he reached out this morning, I'm sitting back and I'm talking with him and stuff and everything. I'm like, man, you know, I've hung out with every one of y'all, man. Like, his brothers were my big brothers. You know what I'm saying? I've hung out with your brother Emmett, your brother Allen, your brother Gigi. I hung out with you, like, all separately at different occasions and stuff like that, you know. And just like, I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, man, that's awesome. You know, when you get a chance to reflect and think back.
Ain't it funny how, like, some people get so caught in depression, they think stuff just gets piled on, right? And they be like, okay, I got this bill coming due. This happened, that happened, right? We were just talking this morning about, you know, a car battery go out. You know, my washing machine is jacked up, right? I got 2 weeks worth of clothes sitting up there, right? But then you get one of them phone calls.
Exactly.
And you say, okay, it ain't that bad.
It ain't that bad, bro.
It ain't
you know
that bad.
You know,
the fact that I can pay for it, the fact that you can go get the battery, you can go get your wife, like, you got to put everything into perspective. And I tell my wife that all the time, because sometimes she can get caught up in that and be like, oh, this happened, that happened. I said, but look, I was like, yeah, your car got towed, but you had the money to go get it.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, life be lifing, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be another test, right? There's always going to be another obstacle that needs to be mounted and crossed past, man, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if we didn't have those things, man, then what else are we doing? You know what I'm saying? If everything is done for you, then what you got to do?
And I come home, man, I see my baby girl, you know, she got her favorite food in the refrigerator. She got, you know, this. It's like, it's always something to be thankful for, right? And it's just, sometimes it's just the little things. just to say I can come home and turn the lights on.
Exactly.
To say I can go home and watch Netflix or something.
Right,
and sometimes it's just the little things to be thankful for.
Exactly.
I'm glad I can still go see my grandparents.
Right,
I
right.
know a lot of people don't have their grandparents, right?
Exactly.
And I can go over there and have a gin and juice with my granny and chill out.
There you go.
My grandpa's still having good conversations with me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thankful for all of that.
That's
bro.
beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. Absolutely. You know, my daughter. So the movie Gladiator is out now, right?
Yeah, the new one.
And,
Yeah.
So I'm waiting to see it. I'll probably go see it this weekend, but I want to go see it in the movie, right?
Yeah.
So my daughter calls me, Jada. She's like, Dad, you know, Gladiator's coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. Gladiator 2 is coming out. She said, no, Dad, Gladiator's coming. And I'm sitting back like, what is she getting at? She said, do you remember when we went and saw Gladiator for the first time? And she brought it back to my remember. I totally forgot about this, right?
Okay.
So we were actually in Paris.
Wow.
Yeah, we were actually in Paris, and I took them to the movies, man, and Gladiator was out, right?
Okay.
So, you know, the way things are in Europe, bro, you know, that's not a movie that you would take kids to, right?
Okay.
So they're not like us in America, like we just like, yeah, whatever. Like we avoid, so we're standing in line, people like, they can't come in here, the people who are in line, because it was actually the premiere.
Oh,
Right, it was
okay.
actually the Parisian premiere of Gladiator, bro. That we had. So they're like, they can't come in here because they're underage. They said it's rated whatever it was, right, at the time for violence. I said no, they're with their parents. They can come in with us, you know,
Yeah.
like so on and so forth. So anyway, I just remember being in that theater and all the Parisians just side-eyeing me.
Oh man, what you doing with them kids?
Everybody looking at me like I was half crazy, bro. I'm the typical American, you know,
Yeah.
sitting there with my kids,
Kids
man.
everywhere.
You know, watching people get heads chopped off and stuff. But the beauty of it was that she remembered that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it stuck out in her mind as this great event that she experienced with her parents in Paris
That's an
and whatnot,
experience you'll
man.
never
So that
forget.
just really blessed me, man, when I heard her say
Yeah.
that. Because if you know Jada don't remember nothing. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So when she said that, bro, and brought that to my memory, man, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool right
That's
there.
an experience you'll never forget,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah, but there's all things you have to be thankful for, bro. I was like, I took my daughter to Mexico this year, right? I'm like, I never thought I would get to Mexico.
How about exactly?
I never thought I would get to Mexico.
Wow,
I'm taking
man.
her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she remembers the big iguanas running around, and
Is that right?
you know, yeah, man. And she's like, you know, that's an experience she'll never forget.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we get to share those kind of things with them, right?
Exactly.
You know, so I was like, that was my second time in Mexico. I had to take it back.
Wow.
But I never thought I would make it there in the first place. So
Wow, bro. That's
I never
crazy.
thought I was gonna leave 89106, bro. So it was like, you know, to be doing what I'm doing
Hey.
now is just crazy.
Exactly, bro. Like I said, man, it's you know, I'm glad to be, you know, I'm very happy to be from where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like literally, bro. Like growing up in Paterson, New Jersey, literally prepared me for life anywhere. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm also glad to be from there.
Yeah.
Like, far from there. Now let me stop.
Well-
no, I'm also glad to be from there, right? But at the end of the day, man, it's like, you know, I was telling my son the other day, my best friend that I told you about, right?
Yeah.
His last name is Richardson.
Yeah.
Okay. My last name is Mickens. I actually married his cousin. My
Okay.
wife was a Richardson. She grew up in California. She wasn't a Patterson Richardson,
Okay,
but
that
she
was
grew up
the
in
time.
California.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
but the Richardson family and the Mickens family were, you know, two pretty, you know, well-known families and whatnot in the city.
Yeah.
You know, my dad owned businesses on the, you know, down the hill, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the Richardsons, you know, my wife's uncle was a pastor and whatnot. Had a big church out there. Lots of brothers and sisters. My boy had lots of brothers and sisters, so everybody knew who they were, so to speak. You know what I mean? So, so I tell my son, I said, man, if you go back to Patterson, I said, you being half Mickens and half Richardson, you know what I'm saying? You kind of like royalty.
Oh man.
I said, if you ever get caught in Patterson, just start spitting your family line, bro. Somebody will come to your aid. But,
Yeah, hey man, you know I grew up in the social media world, right? So everybody stalks you on social media.
Yeah.
Even if they don't talk to you, whatever. I was at an event yesterday. People know I wear a lot of hats here in the community. So I show up to an event, I'm seeing a bunch of people from high school there, right? But they not doing what I'm doing. They just there at the event, right? And they're
Yeah.
like, Jaron, I'll be watching you. I'll
Right,
be
right.
watching you. And I'm like, I remember I had a mentor that another one of my mentors that told me before, because I always count you as one of them. But I had another mentor of mine said it's better for people to speak about you than you speak about yourself.
I agree 100%.
And I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I was just glad to hear that it was people watching the work I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm tired, I'm stressed out, I don't want to do another day, I got people still watching me and saying, Jaron, thank you for the work you do.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that, I was just grateful for that, man.
That's beautiful.
Because it's hard sometimes.
You
bro.
do a lot, though.
Oh,
you know what
man.
I'm saying?
Who
And
you
you
telling?
deserve your flowers, man.
Who you telling?
You know, you sure I wasn't the one who said that to you, though? Because that sounds real familiar. I'm messing with you.
Nah, I remember
Yeah.
vividly with Jerry Merritt. I'm gonna
That's
say her
what's up.
name on camera.
That's beautiful.
She gave me my first job in banking
Yeah.
19 years ago, bro.
How about that?
19 years ago.
Look at you now, bro.
And- well,
Mr.
well,
VP.
Well,
Look at you.
you know.
Chairman of the board.
And you know, she told me that. She said, Jaron, it's better for people to speak about you than you speak about yourself. And I never forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm never going to pump myself up. I don't want to be too humble now, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want people to recognize the work I do more than me telling them about the work I do.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You know, and finally, I mean, you mentioned yours, man, but I feel I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my wife. You know what I'm saying? So grateful and so thankful for her. You know, we've been in this game together for 38 plus years.
Man,
you know
38.
Yeah, longer than you've been
38.
alive. You know what I'm saying? 38 plus years.
Well, your kid, well, we ain't going to say that.
Yeah.
But 38.
38. But, like, even the little things, like I said last week, my goal was only to go to Atlanta for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm hustling so hard out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I do. But it was her who ganged up on me with my children, right? With Jada and with DJ, and they all ganged up on me, and they said, no, you need to take a rest. You need to take a break. You know what I'm saying? Just sit and do nothing for a minute. Just enjoy your time with your grandkids. So that's how 2 days turned into an entire week.
Yeah.
You know, and I needed that rest, man. I needed that break.
You do, bro.
You know, I was out here doing crazy stuff, hitting curbs and busting out tires on my vehicle, man, because I was just so exhausted, but trying to go all the time. So, you know, for her to look out for me, man, and make me take that break, bro, you know, to be able to just come back in a relaxed state of mind. I don't even know if y'all can catch it. Like, this is probably the most relaxed you've seen Mix in a long time. You know what I mean? But it's just a blessing, man. Like, you know, like I said, family above everything. You know, I posted on Insta today, man, a little thing, gratitude above everything. But it all comes down to it. You know what I mean? So that's what the love is, man. That's really what the love is.
It's like, I ain't never been hospitalized in my life.
Wow.
I got hospitalized this year.
That's right.
That's
right.
A day in
I remember
the hospital,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Even though it was just a day, that was traumatic for me. And I was like, yep, that's God putting that stop button on your ass and saying, sit down for a minute and take your time. Take your peace.
Yes.
Take your time. And you know who showed up? Me and my wife. Me and my wife so funny. We won't talk for a week.
Yeah.
We wasn't talking that week.
Right,
Cause we two Aries and we butt heads. And,
Right.
and it's like, yes, I married an Aries. So
Right,
yes,
right, yeah.
we butt heads. But guess who showed up to the hospital?
Wifey. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Because at the end of the day, you know, regardless of what you're going through with anybody, man, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that stuff is so minute. Right, in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So again, bro, like when it's on the line, right? Your health is in question or whatever the case may be. It's time out for the nonsense.
She was scared, more scared than I was.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, all right, I get through it. You know, you know, it is what it is.
That's what's
like,
up, man.
I thought I was gonna be done from a bullet or something before, you know, just being stressed out. Yeah, but definitely, man. I think this was a good time for us to have this conversation.
Yeah,
like you said, just putting life into reality, right? Putting it in perspective.
Yeah.
Everybody got so caught up, and we brought it up earlier, the election and, you know, all these different things that's
There's
going
a lot of
on
emotions
in the world.
that's going on, man.
It's a lot going on in the world.
But at the end of the day, man, you know, it's time out for that. You know what I'm saying? Let's now just focus on the things that we have to be grateful for, and we have multiple things to be grateful for. Tomorrow will take care of itself. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to continue to come up with strategy and come up with, you know, things that we need to be doing as a people, man, to, you know, to be on the things to be on the lookout for as well, right? You know, we've seen some of the appointments. We've seen, you know, what's going on with Department of Education and, you know, civil rights and all of that type of stuff. But for right now, man, let's just relax, take a breather. You know what I'm saying? Let's be grateful. you know, and enjoy this season that we're in, you know.
And like you said, this is a time where so many
Yeah.
people get depressed.
Yeah.
Like we got to get out of that funk and get back to work, you know. But take some time off, take some rest, take some peace, and then, you know, the work will continue. The work will continue. So
Exactly.
a puff a minute gonna continue.
Puff a minute gonna continue, y'all. We're gonna be out here. Richard Charles, man, I'm really enjoying this cigar, man. This is so smooth, so light, man. Like I said, it's not even like overpowering with the infusion. It's very, very light. You know what I'm saying? It's so pleasant, man. I definitely mess with this cat right now, man. This is a great cigar, my brother. Well done.
Is that similar to like the tobacco from
No,
Drew?
tobacco is a lot. It's
still
got
heavier?
Yeah, it's got a lot more flavoring on it than this.
Because I don't
so
mind
light,
the
bro.
tobacco, but I can't
Yeah.
do an acid to save my
Yeah,
life.
no. This is very light.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Very light. But what I will say is, you know, I forgot what I was gonna say. Well, anyway, this particular blend, I believe he told me was, you know, Sumatra, on the wrapper, in Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers, right? I think, yeah. So basically, you know, it is a blend of those three. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, but it's a very, very well balanced cigar, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah, well balanced. You know, other thing I want to say, man. Last year, last June, Puff a Minute was cool, and we were able to go to the Newport Beach Cigar Festival, right?
Yeah.
Wine, cigar, whiskey festival in Newport
Yeah.
Beach. Man, we had a great time. We had a lot of folks that went out there with us. It was a beautiful day. We're gonna do it again this year, right? We're gonna do it again, and it's gonna be June 28th, right? So I want everybody to mark their
2025.
calendars for June 28th. We're going back to Newport Beach, right? But here's the kicker, man. I thought this was genius because I've never seen anybody do this before when it comes to a festival, all right? So this morning I get an email from what's it, Enthusiast Report, right? From Enthusiast Report, and they're having a Black Friday sale tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, right? Because this should be airing on Thursday, right?
Okay.
So on Friday, right, on the 29th, November 29th, they're having a Black Friday sale. We're gonna put the link in the
Description.
in the description,
Yeah.
right? Where you can go on there. Half price, man. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I mean, basically, I think like well, maybe not half price, but heavy discounts, right? Because I know normally the VIP tickets for that event is like $150.
Yeah.
Right. For those 24 hours only, they'll be at $99
That's what's
for the
up.
VIP tickets, right? So I want to encourage everybody, if you're within earshot of this, right? If you're seeing this on Instagram, if you're seeing it on YouTube, Spotify, or if you're hearing about it on Apple Podcasts, you want to go find that link, right? And get on there and get your tickets, man. Right? You can plan your travel, you can plan your hotel, you can plan all that stuff
Yeah.
afterwards. But get those tickets right now, man, because if you've never been to a day festival like this, man, it's gonna be something that you're gonna absolutely enjoy. What we're gonna do, apart from Minute, we are going to have a reception, right, for all of the Puff a Minute people that show up, right? So go ahead and get in there, and then we'll figure out, you know, we'll give you a time and a place where you can meet us at, right? I'll be there, the banker will be there, man. We're gonna have our whole crowd of folk come out, man, and just celebrate, smoke with us, man, drink with us, and have a good time at the beginning of that event, probably the night before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. We didn't talk about this yet, but Colorado, right? So Colorado, we can see if it rivals Colorado too, right? But at the same time, Colorado gonna put out their tickets, February, March?
Yes.
And them joints be gone the same day.
The same day.
Same
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You definitely, man. Like if you don't get the Colorado tickets within the first 4-5 hours, bro, you can forget about it.
So this might be another look, you know, to bring out the family. Like you said, we had a good contingency that went out last year.
Last year we had a
with
ball,
Puff a
man.
Minute.
Yeah, we had a great time last year. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many different vendors that show up to this event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can list them all, but they'll be in the link. You know
It's going to be a busy year for cigars next year. Puff a
Exactly.
Minute going to be on the scene too.
Oh yeah. We're gonna be out there, baby. We're gonna be getting around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we definitely want you. Like I said, look for that. Like I said, this is posting on Thursday, so that means tomorrow you got 24 hours to take advantage of that Black Friday sale.
Absolutely.
All right, for Newport Beach.
Hey, I think that was good, man. I think
Oh man,
the
it was lovely, bro.
Gratitude.
Gratitude. That's
Episode
what it
gonna be
comes
called
down
Gratitude.
To. You know what I'm saying? We're looking for those three subscribers to get us to 500 and above.
Please,
right?
please.
Matter of fact, whoever's 500, bro, I'm gonna reach out to them personally.
But you know what?
Go
I
ahead.
had more people giving me feedback in person than they did on the show.
Mm.
So I'm gonna tell them right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell them right now.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Put yourself out
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
You watching this.
You watching this.
You
yeah.
watching this. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we putting ourselves out there, bro. Because literally, bro, like, you know, if anybody's exposed,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So again, at the end of the day, but yeah, I did get a lot of feedback from that. But that's why I wanted it to run. That's why, like, yeah, I was in Atlanta last week. I could have shot an episode, but I did not want to. I said, let's let this one marinate for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? And then we're going to start fresh.
Yeah.
Right, with the holiday season and move forward, man. So again, we appreciate everybody who peeped that out, man. That you know, that got a perspective, right? Whether it was our perspective or an opposite perspective or what have you, right? Like I said, at the end of the day, that's just, you know, how I look at things. Prove me wrong, though. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and I pray that you do prove me wrong.
I always think about that episode of Seinfeld, one of my favorite shows, right? Seinfeld said he named names. He named names.
Exactly. He named names.
Yeah,
man.
but definitely keep doing what y'all doing, man.
Yes.
Like, show us that love on Instagram. We should have done this at the start of the show, but definitely keep giving us those likes, those loves, the comments, the shares, all that good stuff on Instagram. We getting good comments. Like I said, people are talking to me in person about stuff we talking about on the show.
Right.
I'm like, please take that over to Instagram.
Yeah.
Do that on YouTube as well. Like I said, we always talk about the library, all the episodes. It's a lot. There's a lot of content out there right
it's
now.
A lot of content.
We've been
bro.
on the move. We've been doing good things. We just had Big Smoke here. We got a lot of good interviews from Big Smoke. If you haven't caught some of those yet, you got some more content to catch up on while you're getting your turkey in and cooking or whatever else, you know what I'm saying? And then we got Spotify, the podcast popping with Apple Podcasts. You know, do all that kind of stuff. Listen to us in the car. Matter of fact, feedback I got people listening to us in the car. They in the car, they in the whip. They at the gym, they listening to us.
That's what's up. That's all. That's
I need the comments. I need the loves. I need the likes. Go to YouTube, click the bell link so you get the notification when we pop up something else.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to have it up soon.
That's right.
So you're going to have some more content to feed off of. And this is definitely a lovely episode to go and check out.
Yeah.
You're getting all love and gratitude today.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
It's love and gratitude, family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. So anyway, guys, man, like I said, we appreciate you. We're grateful for you, especially those who follow us faithfully from week to week. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that. Push it out to your friends and family, man. You know what I'm saying? Share the link with them. Ask them to also to subscribe, right? And to follow and, you know, do all of that type of stuff. Like I said, we need to subscribe and ship on everything he just said. Instagram. Don't just do one. Do them all, right? Instagram, you know, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you know, down the line. I checked, the Google is no longer available. They took Google Podcasts down. You know what I'm saying? So even though we were pushing it there, they took that down. I don't know if they renamed it to something else, but those are the primary ones right now. So we want to make sure that everybody's hitting those. We also somewhere in the RSS feed, but I never really bothered to go look for it. But it's out there, you know. So yeah, man. So y'all make sure that y'all show that love to us, man. We appreciate you. We're gonna keep doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? As long as they allow us to do it.
Absolutely.
So that's what it is.
They ain't came to get Mick yet.
They ain't come get me yet. I'm still free out here, y'all. That's what it is. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
All right. One more time with the Wild Turkey Toast.
Yeah.
We out, y'all.
We out.
Wisdom, where dreams take flight in the glow of embers, let your spirit soar. With every puff, we're craving more. A cultural haven where the cigars burn slow. In a world of chatter, we let the truth flow. Sharing our passions, the laughter and the strife in this dim lit room. We celebrate life. A puff a minute, bringing tales untold. In the smoky haze, connections unfold. With a puff of smoke, a bond is made. No time to waste, let the memories cascade.